r/askreddit. What part of your personality do you fake? Being ambitious. Yes, I do want to be promoted. Also, what's the bare minimum I have to do to achieve that? I hate how people see a lack of ambition as laziness or something. I don't want to be constantly climbing. I just want a modest job that pays enough for me to have simple pleasures. Damn, that's literally me. Honestly, if I could just get enough money to have my basic needs fulfilled without much work, I wouldn't mind. I care more about not exerting myself too much than having a BMW. To be fair, there are a lot of promotions that sound like here's $2 extra for 20 extra responsibilities. What? You're applying to Chick-fil-A and you aren't planning on working your way up to CEO while you're here? I guess we'll pick someone who cares about more than money. I've got an entire customer service personality that's fake. I work in customer service. It's gotten to the point where out of habit I'll say have a good day to friends and family in a weird and almost fake tone. Who doesn't? I literally spent so much time on my own lately that I feel as though my whole personality is fake when I have to interact with others. Yay, I feel that way sometimes too. Good to see people that share these sorts of weird things with me. I sometimes feel as if I have to have these two personalities, which is so tiring sometimes. There are times when I don't know if I am lying to myself or others. Even my girlfriend and my parents have a different perception of who I am because I feel I have to be my best self in front of them. It is so exhausting and makes me wanna run away and start new. Bruh, middle of the night Reddit really be hitting different. Or I don't know how to act or what to say. Cue panic attack. My ability to perform small talk. I have absolutely no patience for it. I don't even know how to do it. Like, I see this people out there talking hours and I can't make a phone call longer than 20 seconds or a small talk with friends. I would always get straight to the point and people would think me an asshole or weird, but working in customer service will teach you how to do it. It's so useless. Being cheerful in a social situation that I absolutely don't want to be in. Being cheerful in a social situation that I absolutely don't want to be in. I just want other people to be happy, but I'm actually really sad. Edit. Thank you for my first gold and silver. I hope you have someone safe to reach out to. If not, feel free to DM me, but please seek professional help. I like games and I'm on Switch and Discord. Main go-to is LOL. Edit 2. Yes, very aware LOL can be toxic AF. I don't play ranked anymore and I don't play for hours on end anymore either. I play a few games here and there a couple times a week, and once I'm in a losing streak, 2-3 games, I call it a night. To be honest, I think I've cussed out way more friends on Overcooked than LOL, so stressful. I'm a lot more judgmental than I'll let on. My internal monologue is probably the biggest arsehole I know. I'm so quick to judge everyone around me, for anything, and it's definitely one of the things I hate most. Me too. I always pretend to be dumber than I actually am so I can lower their expectations and then they'll be surprised. My grandpa died a few weeks ago. Don't worry, he was old and happy, and my cousin came in late at the funeral. Well, I was late too, so I shouldn't be one to talk, but she was even more late than I was. Anyway, we got to talking after the ceremony and she told me she was late because she was getting fucked all night the day before by a new guy who impressed her so much when he bought her a lobster dinner. I politely laughed and said good for you, like the completely non-judgmental and sex-positive person I am. Edit. Not that it matters too much to the point of the story, but my grandpa wasn't her grandpa. She's a second cousin, so he was her great uncle. Confidence. Obligatory edit. Thank you for the silver and gold. To clarify, it's completely fake and doesn't last. In the moment I'm having an internal panic attack thinking everyone knows I'm faking it. I worry they think I'm an idiot or something. As soon as I'm away from whatever situation I was in, I have anxiety like none other, sometimes full-blown panic attacks. Then I replay it in my head over and over. I've been trying to fake it till I make it my entire life, not sure how to make it. Maybe one of these days. I feel like this one is something a lot of people fake. We're our worst critic. Faking confidence requires confidence. Definitely confidence at work. Led a meeting with a bunch of engineers today to go over a piece of code they developed that was relevant to finance accounting. My co-worker was impressed that I appeared to understand their code in detail, but I was completely BSing based on my cursory knowledge and was just fishing for their explanations. At what point is faking confidence just confidence itself? You had the confidence to fake it. It's like, when does ironically doing something become actually doing something? Your perception of confidence is probably very different to others' perception of your confidence. I don't know if we should quantify such things by our inner nervousness and doubts. Being outgoing. No, I don't want to go out and socialize. Yes, I will anyways. I can relate to this. Whenever I'm parties, I'm always faking that I enjoy small talk and meeting new people. But I can't stand small talk at all. I don't care where you work, Jonathan. I'm probably never going to see you again. I'm the opposite now. No, I don't want to go out and socialize, and I finally feel comfortable telling people no. Why not? Cause I don't feel like it. I'm going home. It's so nice. Yeah, same. I'm only comfortable with close friends at more quiet settings and don't really enjoy going out for drinks and stuff. But I have found a workaround. I picked up salsa dancing and got moderately good at it, so now I can go out to Latin clubs and not be like a fish out of water. The trick here is that there's minimal socialization involved. You just dance with people. Others will still think you're outgoing and shit, but it's perfectly normal to keep everything at just dancing and no talking. Unless someone catches your eye, of course. Stuff like team sports are also a good solution, but there are no girls there. I don't know what parts are real and what parts are fake anymore, and that worries me. You're not alone in that. My experience is that if you fake a certain personality enough, then it becomes a part of you, even if the original intent was to fake it. You're funny. You're nervous. You're happy. You're scared. You're worried. You're hopeful. You're underprepared. You're doubtful, uncertain and confident too. You're all and you're more, and these things are all you. So what if you're only pretending a while? So what if you're feigning a sigh or a smile? So what if you fake it to make it afar? It's all from inside you, so that's who you are. Toughness. I'm actually very sensitive and easily affected. Same. It boils down to two elements for me. One is a self-defense mechanism. Don't want to seem fragile and let people know that I have feelings that can be taken advantage of, so I come off as cold and uncaring, insensitive. Two is not wanting to burden others with my feelings. I guess I'm not comfortable being vulnerable, even with my so close friends and family. This is due to multiple reasons, but mainly when I've allowed myself to be openly vulnerable, my trust has been betrayed and I've been abused or belittled, and I guess that's how I got to number 1 to begin with. You are not alone. I work in a welfare office, and I'm closed by 3 walls from everyone else. I don't see anybody whole day if I don't get out of my spot, as I am in the very back of the back office. I had a colleague, sweet girl. I could chat with her about games and pop culture as she is a kind of a nerd. Lately, she got promoted to front desk, dealing with people, but for a bit more money, and she was sitting in a different spot, but she would always come to have a lunch in the back and chat with me, as we are the only ones having lunch brought from home. Today, she stayed where she is. That hurt her fuckton when I walked past and she didn't even raise her eyes, but I can't let anyone know. I am the only guy here and that would just be embarrassing. Being pleasant. Life has made me a bitter asshole and I have to force myself to be nice. On the inside I usually want to scream at most people to fuck off. I can kind of identity with this. For me, it's not so much that I don't like you, it's that I actually just want to be left alone to do my own thing. The older I get, the more draining it's becoming for me to deal with other people and do anything not in my own time and my own way. These days I don't get enough sleep because of it, because I stay up until ungodly hours of the morning, cherishing every second of sweet alone time that I have. Very fine words, my dear arsehole. Customer service jobs I have done for nearly 15 years and that stuff wears on you. Days off I just want to be left alone to play my PC games or watch anime and avoid human interactions of social obligations. Let me rest. Let me hear no one. Let me not speak a word for one day. Just one day, please. And then someone knocks on your door to talk about the Lord and it's like son of a bitch. The functional part. I'm actually a walking disaster. Me too. Interest. A lot of the time when it seems like I'm listening and interested in what you're saying, I'm not. A lot of the time I really don't give a fuck. This mindset is a really frustrating one to have if you're not an asshole. It means you're just trapped in a lot of really boring, well, from your own perspective, conversations, but unable to exit because you don't want to make someone feel bad. I am one of the most shy people you will ever meet. I switched grocery stores because the cashiers started to recognize me and wanted to chit chat. I didn't make one friend in college because I kept to myself. However, I am very successful at work because I know that if I don't put myself out there and act confident, I won't advance. I'm more scared of being destitute than I am shy, I guess. This extends to my relationships because I'm married, she asked me out though, and have a very tight-knit group of friends. There are certain things you just have to do. At least you found a girl though. So congratulations. I am in this post, and I don't like it. This is me. Even the wife asking me out part. One difference, I don't have a single friend. Not one. This bothers me because I know it's not normal, but between work and family, I really don't have the time or energy to be the kind of friend I would want to be. Politeness. I'm not an asshole, but sometimes I really hate the pleasantries that are expected on a daily basis, specifically the workplace. Also, I feel like I act more confident and aggressive than I actually am because I work in a male-dominant field and I don't want to be looked down on. I work in customer service, so I can relate. What kind of politeness do you fake though? Because some of the stuff considered polite, I stopped doing completely. This may come as a shock to many of you, but my name isn't really Broshanks. We have been bamboozled. Liar. Don't have energy to fake stuff anymore. I'm perpetually grumpy. I pretend I'm clueless a lot. It could be about work, or even just about something in life. You learn a lot about the person if you act clueless in something you're quite familiar with and they're trying to BS you with what they know very little about. Likewise, you can also digest some great information about their perspective on the topic and actually learn a tip or two if they are more knowledgeable and experienced than you. The latter is the main reason why I act this way, and it's actually amazing how much I have learned since then. It really is a win-win. You'll be able to identify quickly if you think this person will make a good or bad impact in your life. And you can look like a fast learner when you start acting on your actual knowledge skills. Most of it TBH. I grew up in an emotionally toxic home and I learned to pick up on people's moods as a defense mechanism. Now that I am an adult, I use it somewhat to my advantage and can adapt my personality to basically get along with everyone. It's something that I am trying to do less as it is very emotionally exhausting for me to be on for a whole work day. It was much easier in college when I didn't see people as much. To most people I am incredibly positive, chipper, outgoing, and funny. Honestly, I'm pretty nihilistic, suffer from social anxiety, and I take most of my jokes from the offhand Reddit comment. It makes dating difficult as people tend to fall in love with the first me that I present and not who I actually am. Oh dude. I'm there. I have just reached a point now where I no longer want to change my approach and mindset for every single person I encounter. I was basically trained like a monkey to empathize, de-escalate, and forgive people. Now I just don't have the energy, so I'm cutting some shit out of my life and not taking on that baggage. My new motto: that sounds like a you problem. Happiness. I don't think I'm faking happiness when I interact with people, but it takes a lot of digging down to reach it. The feeling itself is honest, but there's other important stuff that should have been dealt with a long time ago. Fake it till you make it. Everything. Fuck. Edit. Holy shit, my first gold. You and me both, grandma. I have a really good memory, but I hold back a lot on it because it can weird people out when you remember random things that happened months or years ago. First day of class, 9th grade. I sit next to a girl, we begin to chat. I casually mention that she and I went to the same dojo and summer club. And her younger brother's name is Matt and he's a funny, good kid. And her mom is a diving instructor, right? She never sat next to me again or spoke to me. That was the day I learned to keep that shit to myself instead of vomiting out everything I remember about someone. Impartiality. Some of my friends go to me for advice thinking I'm this calm, collected, wise, third-party advisor. Admittedly, as much as I want to help them, I have my own biases and terrible advice to give. I still maintain this wise advisor image in front of them though, partially out of my own desire to help them, even if those desires might be wrong or misplaced sometimes. I feel that it also makes it hard when you want advice because you're seen as the advice giver, not someone who needs advice. I often find myself struggling through problems alone because I don't want to break the facade of being wise and able to figure a solution to all problems I'm presented with. The social part. I fake apathy a lot for no apparent reason. Other side of the spectrum here. I feel like I'm constantly faking empathy. I mean, it's cathartic for people to talk about things, so I listen and try to make them feel as validated as possible. But honestly, my monkey sphere is tiny and I struggle to really care about your problems. However, through this I've realized that people don't really care about my problems either. Which makes me feel like less of a dick. If you let someone rant until they feel better, without interjecting anything about yourself, chances are they'll just follow it up with a half-hearted "but what's up with you" or just move on, because you've fulfilled your purpose as a soundboard. I actually think your tattoo idea is trash and I'm not proud of doing it even though I said it was rad. I like paying rent though, what can I say? Intelligence. I've learned how to make myself seem like I know what I'm doing. My cheery attitude around people. By default I am very bland and depressed. My dad likes to think he's really smart, so when I'm around him I act clueless so he can teach me something and be happy. Being interested in babies. I really don't care about your kid, I just know it's social suicide to say so. Being friendly to acquaintances. I have enough friends. My neighbors are really chatty and I just want to get into my house and not talk to anyone. I have to talk to people all day at work. When I'm finished I don't want to stand in front of my house and make awkward small talk for an hour. But I do anyway because I don't want to be rude. I guess my personality is different based on who I'm around, but generally I just try to show what people want to see and expect of me, and hide what I want to do and think, since I dislike conflict and I don't like being bothered. I figured that way you go through life easily. I only show how I really am to very few people that I really trust and feel comfortable around. Basically my jail fire and 2-3 best friends. I'm a really introverted person who likes peace and quiet, but even though I act that I don't really care about most things and they don't faze me, I'm really easily hurt by most things and I'm really stressed about almost everything and assume worst case scenario, which blocks me from doing some stuff. I only mirror the emotions of people around me in social situations. I have none of my own. Being willing to go out and do things. I mean, it's not hard, I just agree to go and I typically enjoy it, but depression can make it really hard to want to do things and hang out with people. My happiness. Just smile and wave, boys, smile and wave. Caring about children.